sorry. I feel so ridiculous crying like this over someone who wasn't even my boyfriend. It's just that I feel so stupid, like completely stupid, because if I say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous. I spent the entire weekend crying, lying in bed, not showering, staring at the ceiling, and all for someone who technically wasn't even my boyfriend. I have no right to this grief. There are no photos to delete, no anniversaries, nothing. It's smoke. I'm crying over smoke.
Marina, stop right there for a second. I want you to observe what you just did. You are invalidating your own pain before it even finishes leaving your mouth. Who says suffering needs a signed contract to be legitimate? Where is it written that you can only cry with a title deed?
People say it. Reality says it. If I tell my friends I'm like this over Lucas, they'll say, "But you never made it official, Marina. Cut it out. Let him go." And they're right. He never promised me anything concrete. We were just that, a situationship. We hung out, had an amazing time. There was a connection that I swear felt electric, but we never put a label on it. And now that he posted a story with another girl, I feel like a piece of my body was ripped out. But I have no right to complain because we were nothing.
That phrase, "we were nothing," is a huge linguistic trap. If you were nothing, why are you here, paying for a session with swollen eyes? Clearly, you were something. The problem, Marina, is that the situationship hurts twice as much as a relationship that ended. And I'm going to explain why, so you stop punishing yourself.
Why? Because I'm a masochist? Because I swear I feel like I became addicted to crumbs, to waiting for him to text me on a Tuesday at 11 at night.
It's not masochism. It's the dictatorship of potential. When a real relationship ends, you cry for what was, for the past. You have the certainty of the end. You saw the flaws, the routine, the fights. But in a situationship, you don't cry for the past. You cry for the future you invented and that never happened. You cry for the fantasy. And the fantasy, Marina, is perfect. How can reality compete with a movie you made in your head where everything was going to be ideal?
That's exactly it. I imagined trips. I imagined that at some point he would just click. I thought, if I'm patient, if I'm chill enough, if I don't make scenes, he'll realize I'm the one. I spent 6 months acting like the cool girl who asks for nothing, hoping that would win me the jackpot. And the jackpot went to someone else who showed up 2 weeks ago.
That right there is the hidden transaction. If I don't demand, he will choose me. That is a contract you signed alone, Marina. He didn't sign that. You believed your silence was an investment, and now you feel scammed. But I want to go a little deeper. That need to earn your spot, to not be a bother so you get chosen, does that sound familiar from somewhere else? Think a little.
I don't know. You always tell me I go to the past, but my dad was kind of like that. He was there, but he wasn't. He came on weekends, brought me expensive gifts, took me to the movies, but I never knew if he'd come the next one. I behaved perfectly, got straight A's in school, didn't cause trouble, to ensure he would return. If I was good, Dad would come.
Exactly. You learned to settle for intermittency. You learned that love is something you beg for by being good and unproblematic. Then Lucas shows up, giving you mixed signals, hot and cold, saying, "I adore you today," and leaving you on red tomorrow, and your brain says, "This is love. I know this." You feel at home in the uncertainty.
God, it makes me so angry to hear you because you're right. That's it. I stayed waiting for Lucas to become the dad who stays. And now I feel like I failed. Like if I had been prettier, smarter, funnier, he would have stayed, you know? I feel the failure is mine, that I wasn't enough for him to want the label.
Listen to me closely, Marina. Look at me. His ambiguity doesn't speak of your value. It speaks of his inability, or simply that he didn't want the same thing. But you stayed there at the door, waiting to be invited into a party that didn't exist. The pain you feel now is real. It's grief for hope. You have to kill the hope to be able to heal, and that hurts more than killing a reality.
And how do I do that? Because I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is grab my phone to see if he viewed my story. It's automatic. It's a sickness. I want to block him, but I'm scared he'll think I'm bitter. Look at the madness. I care what he thinks even now that we're not together.
You care because you are still performing for an audience. You still want to be the cool girl who is unaffected. Blocking him is not an act for him, Marina. It is an act of mental hygiene for you. If he thinks you're bitter, let him think it. What changes? He already chose something else. You have to choose yourself. That energy you use to monitor his life is energy you are stealing from yourself.
It's just that I feel a giant void. Sundays are the worst. Before, Sundays were maybe he'll write. Now he's surely with her. And I get this anguish in my chest that won't let me breathe. I feel like I wasted time. I'm 34, doctor. I feel like I threw 6 months in the trash chasing a ghost.
You didn't waste time if you learn the lesson now. If these 6 months serve that next time when someone doesn't give you clarity on the first few dates, you get up and leave, then it was a master's degree, not a waste of time. The issue is whether you'll keep looking for situationships to repeat your dad's story, or if you'll tolerate the void of being alone until someone appears who offers the whole cake, not just crumbs.
That terrifies me, the void. Because when I'm alone, I meet everything I don't like about myself. Lucas, even if he was intermittent, served as a distraction. He was a project, fixing Lucas, conquering Lucas. Without that, it's just me, and my boring life, and my job I don't like that much.
There we hit the bone. Lucas was a painkiller, entertainment so you wouldn't look at your life. So the grief isn't just for him, it's because the Netflix series that kept you distracted from your own reality got canceled. Marina, the situationship is functional to your neurosis. It keeps you busy suffering so you don't have to busy yourself building a life you actually like.
Oof, that hurt. That was a low blow. But you're right, I panic thinking about what I want. It's easier to obsess over what he wants. So now what? Do I have to cry over all this? Do I have permission even if he wasn't my boyfriend?
You have the obligation to cry over it. Cry for the expectation. Cry for the anger. Cry for the little girl who behaved well and didn't get the prize. Do the grieving properly. Write letters and burn them. Block him everywhere. And don't come next week telling me, I'm fine now. I want it to hurt. Because if you go through it now, you won't repeat it. If you cover it up, in 2 months, a Marcos appears just like Lucas, and we start again.
I'm so angry. I want to break everything, to go to his house and scream that he's an emotional coward, that he used me while it was convenient.
Anger is good. Anger is fuel. It's much better than passive sadness. Use that anger, but not to go look for him. He has nothing to give you, not even an explanation. Use that anger to set boundaries, to say never again will I tolerate a gray area. Your anger is your dignity waking up, Marina. Welcome it.
It's hard. I swear it's hard. I feel very alone. But seeing you so serious telling me this is real relieves me a bit. I thought I was crazy. I thought I was toxic for suffering over this.
You're not crazy. You're wounded. And the wound is proportional to the illusion you invested, not the time it lasted. Don't label yourself toxic, Marina. You're a woman looking for love who got lost on the map. Now you have to come back home. And home is you, no one else.
Today you leave here with a task. You are going to stop watching his life, radically, zero contact. It's a detox. Can you commit to that?
I don't know if I can, but I know I have to. It's going to be hell. I'm going to have withdrawal.
You will have withdrawal, yes. You will sweat, you will have anxiety, and when that happens, instead of grabbing the phone, you are going to sit with that anguish and say, this is what my dignity is worth, and you are going to endure it, because the alternative is to keep being an option in someone else's life. And I believe, Marina, that you are too old to be an option. You deserve to be a priority. But first, you have to be your own priority. Trying to minimize your pain by saying you were nothing is a trap. You aren't crying over smoke, you're crying over an emotional investment that never saw a return. Your sadness is legitimate, even if it doesn't have a name. We'll stop for today. If this session left you thinking, don't close the door on it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next.